Good evening, everyone. This is Romy and Melina in the next episode of Help, Serve, and Grow. If you're following us, we've been going through this awesome book, Never Quit on a Bad Day by 𝗵𝗽𝗁𝗏. We've been going through each chapter and was trying to get some, share some value to our viewers. So today we are here with a special episode. We've been waiting.
Yeah.
Let me tell about our episode. So we've been our episode is Help, Serve, and Grow. So we've been we pick up a book and go through that book, and we come chapter by chapter and try to share the knowledge and the values that book gives. So Melina, what you want to say about
So today
the special people?
Yes, today we have an awesome couple. In fact, they are known as power couple in our community. They are very, they're faith-oriented couple, and also they are a great example for servant leadership. So today we want to welcome Dave and Roxanne to our pages. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time. And here you are. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Romy. Thanks, Melina, for having us here.
It's always an honor to do this. Thank you.
Thank you. It's like I'm gonna go ask you a question, but it's not like a question. You guys can talk about your chapter, because rather than we telling, it's better you are physically here to tell. So how did you become a part of Never Quit on a Bad Day? How did you become part of that book?
Yeah, that's a good question. When 𝗵𝗽 was writing a book, and I think he was looking for some stories of people that went through a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the contributors, Darren and Mike, they
suggested
us because I think they saw the video that we documented ourselves on that bad day that we had.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the leadership retreat that we had. We showed that video. And I think we were referred by Darren and Mike, so that's why we.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. So, would you like to share the story what you have written in the book to for our viewers?
Yeah. So the chapter was entitled
"Thankfulness in Tough Times." So basically, we shared our story about one of our defining moment, are really the lowest point of our lives, which is February of 2018. That's the time that we got a letter from one of our employers, and we basically told that after working with them for over 9 years that they no longer need us. We were living on an apartment, and we were living for free because we're managing a 32-unit building. So really, we are we're
not only lost our job, we also got evicted.
We also got evicted from that apartment. And it was really hard for us because we didn't expect it. And I think that was hard on us because, imagine 9 years of living for free. We have no savings. And we didn't expect that we will lose that, right? We were depending on that while we were building our side hustles. And at the time when we received that letter, we got scared. I was really scared, and we blame each other. How did we get into that place?
Yeah, and not only that, we were in $86,000 in consumer debt. So really, it was scary for us because that was kind of the only thing that was left that saved us, because we didn't have to pay for rent and mortgage, and when that was taken away from us, it felt like there's nowhere else to go, and we were like, so that's what we documented that day. So
yes, yeah. So in the book it says you said that if you don't learn how to handle what you have, right, and you won't be given more. What do you want to say about more? It's a very it will hit hard when you think about it deeper, right? Very yes. What do you want to say about it?
I think I realized that at the time I think we didn't appreciate what we have, and it was taken away from us because we really we didn't really save up for the future. We were living like what is that, YOLO. You only live once. We never think about long term, right? And I think if you don't, like, sometimes we want more things, we want more blessings, we want more, we want, hey Lord, make us rich, give us this blessing, but really we're not ready, because if God bless us even more, we will probably lose each other, lose our money, right? We weren't ready at that time. We were building businesses at the time, and like things are not in order, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like the example I always talk about these people, right? As a dad, if my son Caleb wants a Ferrari, right? And I want to give it to him, he's not really ready, because it's not, instead of blessing him, it's gonna break him, it's gonna kill him. And a lot of people are in that situation. They ask for something, it's not given to them because it's not gonna kill them. And the very clear example of this is that people that win the lottery, right? If you after this, if you see people lottery winners, right? A lot of them, after 5 years, not only are they bankrupt, some of them regret winning it because they were not ready, right? And they not only lost it, they lost relationships, all that kind of stuff. And actually, one guy was really bad. He killed himself, right? Because he said, "I was way better off without winning the money." So that's what.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So in the book, actually, we have seen the video which you were talking about, and the story. So it was very inspiring. Like, we were all emotionally touched with the video which was shown to us actually during the Calgary convention. So I would like to know, like, what was that one driving force which made you all feel that this is not the time to quit, that we shouldn't be quitting now? What was that one driving force inside your mind which made you feel
Yeah,
like that?
that's a very good question. We were on the entrepreneur journey. I think that when preparation hits opportunity, then that's when you're ready. I think we were preparing for that moment, because even before that moment, right, we were all doing a lot of personal development. We were already listening to a lot of books. And I remember when we got that letter, it just hit me. It hit me because in our previous business, there was an example of the same guy that he basically he documented himself. Basically, he was in foreclosure. He was actually going to foreclosure house, and he was showing up in foreclosure right now. And then he became a millionaire 5 years later. He was telling the story. I said, we're gonna share this. We're gonna document this, because one day, just like that guy will be on stage. We're gonna be, and we
Yes.
proclaimed it, right? So, I think that we wouldn't respond like that if we did not read all the books, all the experience, all the things we had, because we know that the most important thing is that the personal development really only happens in the toughest time. That's when you can apply it, right?
Yeah, I think at that moment when we received that letter, I was crying. I felt like giving up. I felt like what happened all those years, like, so I was really down, right? But I think it's only like for a couple of minutes, or maybe let's say an hour, right, of sulking, getting mad or getting sad, right? But then it hit us and realized that, this is just temporary. I think
Yeah.
what holds us really, together and really continue is the promises of God. We realize that, this is just temporary. We declare, over and over, amazing things in our lives. We proclaim that, what we want to happen. We focus more on not the current situation, but we focus on what can happen for us, because because of the personal development that we surround ourselves. We knew that, all the successful people, they're just a little bit ahead of us. They're just, gone through challenges more than us, right? So
Yes.
we said to ourselves, this is just one of those challenging moments that, if we don't give up, right, if we don't stop, then we will see the success later
Yeah.
on. So I think that really pushed us.
Yeah, there's a book by Dr. John DeMartini. It's called The Healing Power of Gratitude and Love. And he talks about that when something bad really happens, if you look for it,
Mm-hmm.
there's something really good that's about to happen. And that was like, in my mind, I was thinking, this is really bad. I know that if we look for it now, because the blessing is, the power is when you are experiencing something really bad, if you can look for it, or if you can affirm
Mhm.
what's going to happen because of this ahead of time, instead of looking it, because most people, we look back in retrospect, we say, you know what, 5 years ago that was a good, that was, instead of bad thing, that was actually good for me.
Mhm.
But if something happens to you and you can affirm and proclaim that at that particular moment,
Mhm.
that's when something powerful happens. And that's, again, that's from the book that I've read. I was like, there's something powerful going to happen on this one. So
Yes, yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you so much for that. So in the book, you said you had 86,000 debt, and then you did 24 businesses.
yeah.
Man, that is a good example of never quitting on a bad day, right? And then your goal was to achieve like 500,000 in 1 year, but then you couldn't make it in 1 year, but then you made that in the third year.
Right.
What a good example of never quit on a bad day, right? Do you want to say something about that? 24 businesses, man.
Yeah. So
It's so awesome. That you will gain experience out of it too, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and this is the reason why I, when we were interviews all the time, people ask why the online business. We always talk about that. It's, it was a blessing that we failed on those 24, because we saw the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mhm.
We saw the good business models, the bad business models, the ugly business models. And when we saw our webinar, automatically I knew this was the what we were looking for, because it had the piece, the missing link that
Mhm.
we didn't have. So and it was such a blessing that that did happen. And and again, from all the personal developments, the reason why we did not stop after failing 24 businesses, because every biography you read, Colonel Sanders, KFC, knocked on 1,009 doors. 1,009, right?
Wow.
Oh, there's KFC today. That's a lot. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times, right? Bankrupt 5 times. Kept going back to his investors to say, "Hey, this time this Ford Motor Company thing is gonna work now." And he democratized automobile, which means that today, because before, back in the days, right, only rich people could own a car. His vision was that everybody can own a car, and he went bankrupt 5 times. And just tons of example. That's why we said, you know what, we're almost there. Just keep going, right?
Yeah, I think it's good to, it's good that you guys, Romy and Melina is doing this interviews, really like dive into people's stories, because it's good to surround yourself with, successful people, their lives, if you can read biographies, or like some people don't like to read books, but,
Listen
like
to them.
listen to your YouTube, right? Like those stories, and you will see, stories after stories, that if you don't stop, if you keep going, then you'll have that success, right? For me, I give my husband honor, because he's the reason why we you know we have this success, right? Like, of course, it's the Lord, but then, like I always say, because of him, we're financially well, and I do the spending. So I'm the one on the fun side, so I do the activity.
That's a good teamwork. Good
Yeah.
teamwork.
Yeah.
One
That's really
one
good.
one of the lessons I learned from this journey is that that's why we never, because people always say win or lose, right? Either we make it or we fail. But if one of the books I've read, it says that if you change your philosophy to, instead of win or lose, win or learn, you
Yes.
never lose, right? So all the 24 businesses that we failed, it wasn't a failure. It was 24 ways of not learning and not running a successful business, right?
Mhm.
That's how I look at things. So
Yeah. So thank you.
Reading book is really good, right? You get so much of knowledge out of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, we started reading a lot of the personal development books after coming into our online business, and listening to a lot of podcasts and things like that. Actually, it changed our personality. We are changing every single day. We talk about things which are growing ourselves. So we are very grateful for that. So we are a little bit deviating from our regular way of doing this show. So today we would like, because Dave and Roxanne, they are one of the topmost leaders in our community, and they are awesome. They share their knowledge to all of us. So today we would like you all to share what is this business, because a lot of people sometimes get confused, like what is this online business all about? Would you like to share something about business?
yeah, to quite simply to simplify in people's minds, basically we just help people that want to get into the online space by providing them the systems, the tools, the training, even the products to start the business. So, the best example is this: like, if you want to start a restaurant, right? You could build your own restaurant. Create the menu, find the location, do all the products and stuff, or you could buy a McDonald's franchise, right? Because not only are you gonna have the systems, the training, and tools, they're gonna teach you how to run a successful business. Now, how do we earn in this business? All we do is, if I refer someone to McDonald's, they watch the franchise presentation and they decided to buy a McDonald's, we earn commissions from that, right? It's almost like affiliate marketing, but so we refer people to our webinar so that if they see that this online franchise system is also a fit for them, right? Every time they buy it, we get paid. That's how simple our system is, right?
Yeah, and I think for me, like, I like it because I don't have to be a great speaker. I don't do the webinars, right? We don't have to do that, right? There are system in place that that does that for you. I think as long as the person, even if they don't have any technical experience, they're not tech savvy, they're shy, they can still succeed in this business as long as the person is willing, coachable, and hungry for change, hungry to succeed and to have a financial change. Then this might be for them. We do offer a free webinar. You can reach out to Romy and Melina here later on as well. So reach out to them because there is we do offer that 90 minutes free webinar to educate you as well.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you for explaining
Thank you
that.
so much for the insight. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to take much time of yours because I know you guys are so busy, and I was so happy when Roxanne responded to me. Melina always tells me, "Can you just try?" So she's the one puts the ideas in my head, and I go and try it. So I never thought you would, but you guys, we always look upon you as our leaders. So thank you so much for your time. And I want to end this with this quote of the favorite quote of yours in the book. You said, "If God is your partner, make your plans big." So
Absolutely.
whoever is watching us, this is what it is. You're right. You make your plans big and never quit. Dave and Roxanne is a very big example of that. They did 24 businesses and they did not quit. And so the day will come. Just believe in yourself. Read a lot of books. That is very important, right? I remember Mike and Darren put a post, right? In business classes, they read the book in they just watch movies. I was one of them. So, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to read books now rather than watch movies and stuff. So thank you so much. We are so
Yeah,
very
thank
so
you
humble. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for everyone who are watching us live and supporting us. Thank you and have a blessed evening, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.